No. I see what you did here, Durarara. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Professor Anime coming back at you with another video. In today's video, guys, I'm here to bring you all a review of the latest episode of Durarara X2 Ketsu, episode 11. So, let's get right into it. So, when it comes to this episode, like, what? Okay, so let's just start from the beginning. So, we see Kida and Mikado still on the rooftop, and Mikado pulls out his gun. And we come to find out that apparently the whole reason why the Awakusu group is after Mikado is because he has already used the gun on one of the Awakusu members. So, Mikado technically hurt someone, or even possibly killed someone. We are not exactly sure whether he just straight up shot at someone and maybe they survived, or maybe even if he killed someone within the Awakusu group. But either way, this is why the Awakusu group is after him in the first place. But what would make Mikado want to do something like this? Why would he have a change in his character so drastic to the point where he wants to manipulate and possibly even hurt others? Well, half of it is because Izaya manipulated him to, just basically drive Mikado to act a certain way, and then Mikado technically played out the rest. So, this is why we see Izaya, just loving how everything is going according to his little plan, seeing how everything plays out, and see how Mikado tries to, deal with things from his own. And speaking of dealing things from his own, at this point, Mikado has grown bored of the dollars. He has admitted that, he's had a very thrilling life because he has been involved with the dollars and these other gangs that he ends up fighting with. And even in Season 1, at the very end of Season 1, he stated, I met all of you guys here, and also I had an incredible journey right here in Ikebukuro. But he has grown incredibly bored of being within the dollars now, and it's gotten to the point where, if I stay within the dollars, I'm gonna just end up, hurting more people, which we see him actually end up hurting Kida in this episode. And the only way to stop him from hurting others is to ultimately destroy himself. So then we get to the part of this episode to where Kida is lying on the ground in pain, and Mikado ends up giving his speech, which I just stated, and then he points his fist to his head, using a glove-like contraption that ended up shooting Kida in the first place to his leg. And apparently this glove-like contraption was apparently made by a US terrorist, and it has like the same effectiveness as a gun. And then we hear that bang, and then the screen fades to black. So we get to the end of this episode to where we have Kida on the ground in pain, and Mikado gives his speech, which I just stated, and then he points a glove-like contraption to his head that has the ability to actually shoot bullets, and apparently it was made by a US terrorist. And then we hear a bang, and then the screen turns to black. Now, when most anime use this certain trope when a character is about to receive a blow, or a episode like this that has a gunshot in it and it fades to black, usually the studio wants to try to get the viewer to think that this thing that they think is happening right now is actually happening. But however, in the next episode, that thing doesn't necessarily happen. What I'm trying to say is that, can we really believe that Mikado is dead? Because we have it to where Kida is reaching out to Mikado, and he's trying to get to him on time in order for him to, stop. And, maybe Kida did end up saving him. We are not exactly sure. Or did someone else ended up coming onto the rooftop and stopping Mikado? But who would that be? Because the entire cast of Durarara, excluding Mikado and Kida, are completely doing their own thing. Everyone is pretty much in some deep shit right now, to be honest. So, then there's the other option that we simply just believe that Mikado is dead. But the thing is, when it comes to me, I can't believe that because I have watched Durarara from Season 1, from Season 2, and its other cores of Season 2, and I just can't, think that Mikado is dead because Durarara is not that type of series. It doesn't kill off characters like you see in most other anime. If anything, this episode, like I stated before in my last episode review of Durarara, it's most likely going to be some shock value. Because this right here just shows you that this episode was full of shock value, to be honest with you. So, we'll have to wait until the next episode to actually, see what actually happened. When it comes to the other characters in this episode, we have it to where Dotachin and the rest of his group have finally made a reunion with Izumi. Now, if you remember correctly, Dotachin and his group did end up having some type of relationship in the past with Izumi, them being in the same gang. And right now, we have it to where Dotachin, Walker, and I keep on forgetting this guy's name, but the guy who always drives the truck, we have it to where they are the only 3 members that I think are fending off Izumi's gang right now. We have it to where Sonohara, Erika, and Kida's girlfriend actually end up escaping out of the truck, and they make a break for it. So, we have it to where Izumi is now fighting with Dotachin and his gang. We see that Shinra is walking the streets and he is completely fine, and he ends up meeting Kusaragi, and they end up exchanging dialogue, and basically we come to find out that Kusaragi is now in love with Shinra as well, but Shinra turns her down because, as we know, Shinra really loves Celti. And this ends up making Kusaragi love him more. So we have it to where they basically part ways, and Shinra is still trying to reach Celti. And of course, in this episode, we also had it to where Izaya and Shizuo were still going at it. Izaya was just technically running away from Shizuo, but then by the end of the episode, he turns around and ends up facing Shizuo head on. And it looks like in the next episode, pretty much everything is going to wrap up because we only have one more episode of Durarara. Like, that's just wow. And we are almost in the spring season of anime too. Like, that's ridiculous, dude. I can't believe how fast time flies, So, hopefully everything ends up getting resolved, and all these questions that we had previously will end up getting, introduced in the last episode of Durarara, because usually that's how everything works. Usually the entirety of the series can be confusing at some points, but then by the end of the episode, pretty much everything wraps up and all questions are answered. We will just have to see how that ends up going. So yeah, guys, I think that about does it for my review of Durarara. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below on what you thought about this episode. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like. I greatly appreciate it. And if you want to stay up to date to my future content on this channel, please hit that red subscribe button below, and you'll never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video. Love you all, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a great day. Sayonara.